I've got 2 poems just now. First one's called The Third Rule. Hit me with an uppercut that breaks my jaw into 1,000 tiny fragments, and I will swallow them like skittles. Kick my gut until vomit laces my beard like dew on a spring bush, and I will grin as I retch. Dislocate ball from the socket of my shoulder, use my own disjointed arm to beat me, and I will weep with tears of joy. Pull my fingernails out with teeth you filed to points, and with my good hand, I'll applaud. Take my head between your homely hands, throw it to concrete floor until I lie on a pillow of red, and I will sleep soundly tonight. When I'm limp, when my face is a soft lump of torn red splashed with a broken grin, when the breaths come few and far between, rattling like nails in a lung piggy bank, and the whites of my eyes push pupils so far into the back of my own head I can see brain cells dying by the second. When my nailless fingers shoot V's in your direction and a thick, soapy laugh reverberates around my house of bones, then, and only then, will you fumble with the button of my breast pocket stuck fast with a clump of hair. Reach in and pull out a defiantly dry note, written on my mother's best paper used only for invitations to christenings, weddings, and funerals. You'll glance inquisitively at the wax seal, surprised that anyone still uses them but not recognizing the symbol adorning its navy blue. You'll crack the wax, and the sound will echo around the room as it did for every one of my bones. The note will unfurl itself in your giant hands like a ship's sail mid-storm, and the words will play themselves over in your head like a broken record set to the wrong speed, and with them your whole world will slow. You'll look from the note to me, my body a carcass, my brain the liquid streaming from my crumpled nose, my heart the final beat to this torture's grave. Then you'll take the penknife I know you keep deep in your back pocket, a relic of the days when my father was still around. You'll take the penknife from deep in your back pocket and run it up your arms with planned precision. Your life's blood will flow from mountain past elbow crooks and descending torrents, over wrists and through the maze of lines on your palms, along thick, aged fingers and onto jeans, staining them a merlot black. You will not smile. You will not grin. Your hands will bear witness to no applause. The rattle in your chest will not be laughter, but the sound of your shrunken heart shattering like glass. And as you fall, as your head topples into my open arms, I know that your sobs are not of joy, and I know that tonight you will not be sleeping soundly. I've got one more poem just now. It's called Sunset Strip. You're so goddamn selfish, said she to her he, a boy completely void of sexuality, trapped in the mind of, she guessed, a buffoon. It was truly quite clear that she left far too soon. They walked hand in hand down a sunset strip with tailored bars and luxury cars and punk noses pierced with alligator clips, blue lights and offshoots of flame, ostentatious, alluding, champing at the bit. 4 blocks along and 2 blocks down, he promised they'd find that which eluded Doc Brown, a slice of time locked away just for themselves, where they could be quite alone, trapped like sea inside shells and top their problems out of limbo. He promised all this with his grin wide as hell. Well, 2 blocks along, she felt something wrong. His hand had gone sweaty, so too had his brow. Teeth grit and ready she began to drag, except so did he, just on a fag. Drained to the butt and flicked down the drain. His hold on her hand was resulting in pain. What were you doing? He finished it for her. Don't you see, right now, we both are the foreigner, and these people right here, they don't want us to stay, so stick close by me, babe, or they'll whisk us away. Then out of the dark loomed 1,000 eyes, all yellowed and sullied, cricket-like flick knives clicked by the dozen, and one man laughed and one woman shuddered. The ground beneath their feet broke out into rubble. No way, did she think, could Doc Brown have gone to such trouble to find what can never be down these streets. But she must trust her buffoons before they get themselves beat. So she does, and she will, and with a helping hand from Lady Luck, they're in the clear with the moon singing silver songs to shaded pastures, rivers, forests. She shivers and looks on past city limits to a pocket of space, slice of time in tow. The grip on her hand softens. He stretches out and pulls her wonderfully with him over a field of green grass, white, light golden barley tickling their ankles and crickets playing violin legs with deafening subtlety to drain out the sound of knives long left behind. Up ahead grows a tree at a rate of knots. The old feathers, withered fingers scraping the sky's ceiling, tree sap tears pleading for the love of the pair skipping towards him. And she mimics those tears with ones of her own. Her beloved buffoon, who could have known he could be so thoughtful, so willing to change? At last we're alone, just you and just me, he said, and she thought at long last that she was his she. Of all of tonight, this place is the best. He grinned while she spoke as they lay down to rest in the roots of the old man holding up the sky. He kissed her softly on the neck, placed his hand on her thigh. She kissed his forehead, still damp, the salt tasted sweet, and they shuffled in close till their stomachs did meet. Not now, she whispered. Come on, it can't hurt, he retorted with zeal, his hand up her shirt. My love, she persisted, this isn't the time. But his hands, like the tree, kept reaching. You're mine, and I'm yours, but let's just wait. Still out of the dark loomed these eyes, filled with hate. She tried and failed to get up, not one time, but two. He pressed her face hard into his, whispering, I love you, I love you. She opened her eyes once it was all done to see it smoking a cigarette, burning the night with a rough orange glow. She was not in a field of green grass, nor of white light, golden barley, nor of mountainous trees. She was not there. She lay among a bed of disused electrical wire, copper pipes, and long stretching guttering running up the walls of a ramshackle comms tower topped with satellite dishes that blotted out the stars. She sat up and saw the old town, covered in weeds. Some knee-high, some dead and decaying, all ugly, all sad. She watched it drop a cigarette in the dregs of a beer can, pack up a globule of phlegm and spit it between legs scratched of buggery. She saw her own flesh, though it was not as she had remembered it. She pulled back on her tights. She felt the crotch of them dampen. She shed a final tear. I love you, it said dryly, over her shoulder. I do. I loved you, she said, belated, but true.